Hello everybody, this is SuperFang99. Before we begin, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. It really helps out the channel. With that out of the way, today we're going to be playing a standalone, War of the Outer Gods, which is technically the most recent standalone to have come out, ignoring Machinations Through Time, which at time of recording is just now coming out and hasn't been delivered to me just yet. Today we're going to be playing that true solo with Stella Clark here. So it'll be an interesting time. I have never played this scenario before. I know it's been a while since this came out, but I haven't gotten the chance. And so it'll be exciting to see what happens when we have some gods come to Arkham and wage an all-out war, as it were. All right, well, let's begin first with telling you about this deck that I've made. This is a Stella Clark deck, as I've said. I'm playing with a somewhat limited collection, but as we'll see, I hope that this deck performs pretty well. This is a 19 experience deck, and 8 of that experience, of course, will be going to 2 quick learners. This seems pretty key for Stella, and therefore will allow her to accelerate and get her free action pretty much every single turn. Her main ally is going to be Granny Orn, and her main weapon is going to be this upgraded 18 Derringer. Along with that, we're going to be having 1 copy of Dauntless Spirit. It's just a nice 1 XP that I was able to fit in. So this is a total of 19 XP, so we will need to be getting 2 random basic weaknesses after I show you this deck. All right, moving on to some more cards. Of course, we have our Rabbit's Foot, pretty good for when we fail tests. We have our old Keyring, and we have Flashlights for some good old-fashioned investigating. Next, we're getting 2 copies of Mysterious Raven. I figure that she might have some issues getting clues just because her stats aren't going to be great. So the Mysterious Raven will hopefully be able to get us some free clues. And now we're moving on to our events. We're going to have a 1-of copy of Cutting Distraction just in case. We're getting 2 copies of Emergency Cash, 2 copies of Hit Me, 2 copies of Lucky. Both Lucky and Hit Me are good for recovering after failing. 2 copies of Look What I Found for some more clue acceleration. 2 copies of Live and Learn. I love this card, and obviously this card is even better in Stella. For skills, we're taking 2 copies of Take Heart, 2 copies of Overpower, and 2 copies of Perception. And of course, these are her signature cards. So, next, we need to roll our random basic weaknesses, so I'll be right back. All right, so here's my binder of weaknesses. I've counted. I currently have 25 random basic weaknesses, so let's roll our trusty D100 and see what we get. We're looking for a 0, 1, or 2 to start. Nope. 0. And of course, 0, 0 is going to be starting at 0. So 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So whatever's on the top of the next page. 9. Obsessive. When your turn begins, discard a non-weakness card at random from your hand. Interesting. All right, our second one is now in the range between 0 and 23. Nope. Nope. 10, and then 12. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Arm injury. Uh-oh. After you take a fight or activate action, you cannot take any of those types of actions for the remainder of the turn. That's going to be rough. I think, well, obviously we have our Elder Sign to be able to heal stuff, but that seems pretty rough. All right, I'm going to sleeve those up, and I'll be right back. All right, I have shuffled my deck. Now let's begin with opening hands. So she will draw 5. She will get Overpower, Granny Orn, Take Heart, Hit Me, and a Dauntless Spirits. Well, if we're for sure keeping Granny Orn, I think I'm going to be digging for more of our assets. So we'll be looking for Neither Rain Nor Snow, a Flashlight, that's good, Emergency Cash, and another Neither Rain Nor Snow. Right, interesting. All right, with that out of the way, let us begin with War of the Outer Gods. Earth is engulfed in an all-out war. So, of course, we were playing this in single group mode. I only have one of me here. That'd be really interesting to me if I wanted to try an epic multiplayer mode by myself. And of course, we are playing in standalone, and we will be playing on standard. So we will need those tokens. I will be right back. Alright, so here are these tokens. We have 1 + 1, 2 zeros, 3 -1s, 2 -2s, a -3, a -4, 3 skulls, the auto fail, and the elder sign. Let's put that in the bag. Alright, gotta make sure to really mix this up. And let's begin reading. First of all, let's read these additional rules and clarifications. Factions. This scenario introduces 3 warring factions, each with their own sets of enemies, treacheries, and agendas. These factions can be differentiated by color, blue, green, or red. The Cult of Selenus is the blue faction. Blue cards can also be identified by their star and constellation patterns. The Cult of Magan Arkat is the green faction. Green cards can also be identified by their scales and tendrils. And the Cult of Ezelzen Rezel is the red faction. Red cards can also be identified by their hive patterns and insect wings. Unless otherwise noted, each faction's cards operate like normal cards of their type, enemies, treacheries, or agendas. If investigators are instructed to perform a sequence in faction order, first resolve that sequence for the green faction, then for the blue, finally for the red. Note, this is also the order of agendas from top to bottom as depicted during setup. That's nice. Faction agendas. During setup, 3 different agenda decks are assembled, one for each faction, green, blue, and red. These agenda decks represent the progress of each faction towards their goals. During the place doom on the current agenda step of the Mythos phase, place 1 doom on each agenda in faction order. During the check doom threshold step of the Mythos phase, check the doom threshold for each agenda on 1 at a time in faction order. While there are 3 agendas in play, doom on player cards does not contribute to the doom thresholds of any of those agendas. If a card effect instructs an investigator to place doom on the current agenda, the players may choose which agenda to place it on. When an agenda advances, all doom on each other agenda remains. Remove all doom from each other card in play, player cards, enemies, and locations as normal. Alright, in the lead, each faction is trying to advance through their agenda deck before their opposition could do the same. The faction that is in the lead is the faction that has advanced the farthest through their agenda deck. If there is a tie between 2 or more factions, the tied faction with the most doom on their agenda is the faction in the lead. If there is still a tie, the faction with the most enemies in play is the one in the lead. Warring. Warring is a keyword ability that causes warring factions to move toward and attack one another during the enemy phase. During the hunter enemy's move step of the enemy phase, each ready, unengaged enemy with the warring keyword moves once toward the nearest warring enemy of a different faction. Warring enemies move in faction order. Warring enemies already at a location with 1 or more enemies belonging to a different faction do not move. If there are multiple equidistant enemies who qualify as a target for this movement, the lead investigator chooses a target for the enemy to move towards. If there are no enemies who qualify as a target for this movement, the enemy does not move. If a warring enemy would be compelled to move to a location where the move is blocked by a card ability, the enemy does not move. So effectively, warring enemies are like hunters, except instead of hunting the players, they will be hunting enemies of a different faction. During the resolve enemy attack step of the enemy phase, each unengaged enemy with the warring keyword attacks a warring enemy at its location of a different faction. Warring enemies attack in faction order. If there are multiple enemies who qualify as a target for this attack, the warring enemy attacks the enemy of a different faction with the least remaining health. If there is a tie, the lead investigator may choose. An attack made in this way deals damage equal to its attacking enemy's combined damage and horror values. If an enemy attacks and defeats another enemy, other than a swarm card, place 1 doom on the agenda matching the attacking enemy's faction. Wow, alright, we're getting some complicated stuff going on. Wards. Wards allow investigators to reduce the amount of doom placed on agendas. When doom would be placed on an agenda, for each ward on that agenda, prevent that amount of doom from being placed. Then remove wards from that agenda equal to the amount of doom prevented. Placed around this location. If investigators are instructed to place one or more clues around a location, those clues should be placed such that they are physically bordering the location card, but not placed onto the location card itself. Clues that are around a location are not considered to be on the location and cannot be discovered by any means. Alright, and then we're going to get some stuff about swarming. Swarming X. The Swarming X keyword represents a pack of enemies operating in unison. After an enemy with the Swarming X keyword enters play, place the top X cards of your deck face down underneath the enemy as swarm cards without looking at them. The enemy those swarm cards are underneath is called the host enemy. Some scenario card effects may also instruct a player to add swarm cards to an enemy. This is done using the same process. If it is ever unclear which investigator should add swarm cards, the lead investigator does so. Each swarm card underneath the host enemy acts as a separate instance of that enemy. Each swarm card has the same values and text as its host card. Each swarm card attacks separately when enemies attack during the enemy phase. Once the host enemy and all of its swarm cards have attacked during this step, exhaust all of them. Each swarm card can be attacked or dealt damage separately, but the host enemy cannot be defeated while it still has swarm cards underneath it. When a swarm card is defeated, any excess damage may be dealt to another swarm card underneath the same host enemy, or if all of its swarm cards are gone, to the host enemy itself. Anytime a swarm card leaves play, place it on the bottom of its owner's deck. The host enemy and all of its swarm cards move, engage, and exhaust as a single entity. When Victory X appears on an enemy with the Swarming X keyword, this text is only active for the host card. Swarm cards cannot enter the victory display and are never worth victory points. Alright, we're not playing an epic multiplayer, so we don't need to do this stuff. Alright, now let's read the story for War of the Outer Gods. Over a decade after the Great War, another kind of war has come to Earth, a conflict wrought by factions long hidden in the shadows of society. It began with the murders in Arkham, over a dozen bodies in half as many days. The police thought the perpetrator to be a serial killer at first, until the sixth victim's corpse turned up as a mangled heap of meat and viscera, like a meal chewed up and spit back out. No human could have performed such a grisly murder. When similar killings started to sprout up in other cities across North America, you sought to uncover the truth. A serial killer could not be in Arkham, Providence, Montreal, and New York City all at once. This had to be the work of an organization, but that wasn't all you discovered. There were commonalities between many of the victims, sorting them into 3 distinct groups. In Providence, many victims were older and well-educated. In Montreal, those killed lived in the woods outside the city, or had professions dealing with nature or biology in some capacity. In New York, bodies turned up deep in the sewers and underground subway tunnels, their identities shrouded in mystery. You have spent the past few weeks trying to unearth the truth behind these murders and the various factions carrying them out. In this time, the conflict has grown exponentially. Massacres, bombings, sightings of strange ceremonies in the streets, entities blotting out the stars in the night sky, swarms of locust-like insects devouring people whole, mutated lizard creatures prowling the sewers. And worse yet, while Arkham seems to be the conflict's epicenter, these incidents are spreading all across the world. This is no ordinary war, and not the one the authorities can deal with. You are the only one who suspects the truth. Somehow, you have to find out what these factions are fighting over and put a stop to the conflict before it consumes the entire world in its madness. Proceed to setup. Gather all cards from the War of the Outer Gods encounter set. This set is indicated by the following icons. Alright, so that is pretty much all of this, I think, except that. Okay? Gather all 9 cards from each of the 3 other encounter sets: Children of Paradise, Swarm of Assimilation, and Death of Stars. Set these encounter sets aside, out of play. Alright, so I believe that those are these 3. 1, 2, and 3. When setting up the agenda deck, put all 3 agenda decks into play in this order from top to bottom: green, blue, and then red. Alright, so let's move you over here. Okay, let's set this stuff up. What does it say? Green? Oops. Green, blue, then red, right? Green, blue, and then red. Okay, green. All the way at the top. Blue. And then red. All right, and I think we also have an act deck. Yep, so let's have this act deck here. Set the hub dimension location aside and put the remaining 10 locations into play. See suggested location placement on page 21. Each investigator begins play at Arkham. All right, so hub dimension, don't need this. Set this aside out of play. And the other 10 locations, here they are. And we're gonna need some location setup help, probably. Wow, all right, so Arkham is in the middle. And then we have 3 triangles. Hey, it's kind of like Guru. All right, so Streets of Providence is over here with the Athenaeum and the Arcade. We have Streets of Montreal. I'm gonna just turn it this way with the Chateau Ramsey and Shrine of Magan Arkat. And then we have the Streets of New York City with the Burning Pit and the Penthouse. Okay, I'm gonna put some location connectors. So, of course, these are connected like that, yes. These are connected. These are connected. And then these 3 are all in a triangle. So I think I'll just leave them like that to conserve some space. All right. Search the War of the Outer Gods encounter set for 1 copy of Discipline of the Swarm, 1 copy of Nihilistic Stargazer, and 1 copy of Zealot of Paradise. Spawn each of those enemies as described by their spawn instructions. All right, so Nihilistic Stargazer, Zealot of Paradise, and Discipline of the Swarm. So Discipline of the Swarm spawns at the Burning Pit, and it also says, so at the end of the round, if no blue or green enemies in play, okay, so that's fine. This one spawns at Shrine of Magan Arkat, and this one spawns at the Athenaeum of the Empty Sky. Set the 5 following story assets out of play. Cloak of the Outer Realm, Pocket Portal, Dreaded End, Blade of Arkat, and the Enchanted Skull. All right, that's all of these. Shuffle the remaining 19 encounter cards to form the encounter deck, and then we are not playing an epic multiplayer, so that will be it. All right, I'm going to shuffle this encounter deck, and we will begin in just a moment. All right, we are now ready to begin. The green agenda says, the incubation of the egg. In a profane place hidden from society, an entity siphons otherworldly heat from another dimension. This agenda has a global doom threshold of 6 per group, so for us it's just 6. Forced, when this agenda advances, if we're playing in single group mode, remove 6 doom from it and move all excess doom to the next green agenda. The summoning of Selenus. Deep in the cosmos of another dimension, something begins to seep through the veil between these worlds. All right, same thing, 6 doom threshold for us. And the proliferation of the swarm. From a pit deep within the crust of the earth, something horrid begins to emerge, 6 doom threshold. And our act, War of the Outer Gods. 3 zealous cults have emerged from the shadows, and their schemes are engulfing Earth in an all-out war. You must find out why the cults are fighting and put a stop to their battle. Forced, when any amount of doom is placed on a player card, place that amount of doom on any agenda as well. Objective, investigators may only spend the requisite number of clues if no cultist enemies are in play. Wow. All right, we are playing on standard difficulty. We have 3 skulls, which is a -1 for each clue you have. We have no other tokens so far. All right, we're beginning in Arkham. What lay behind our joint love of the shadows and marvels was no doubt the ancient, moldering, and subtly fearsome town in which we live, witch-cursed, legend-haunted Arkham, whose huddled, sagging gambrel roofs and crumbling Georgian balustrades brood out of the centuries behind the darkly muttering Miskatonic. 5 shroud, 1 clue. Arkham cannot have attachments. As a free triggered ability, spend 1 resource. Move to a connecting location. All right, and there's 1 clue there. All right, so I think we will start. Well, first of all, let's start reading these enemies. So they all have different stats. This one has 3 fight, 2 health, 1 evade. This one has 2 fight, 2 health, 2 evade. And this one has 2 fight, 2 health, 3 evade. They're all aloof and warring, so they're going to be moving towards each other. And they all spawn at different locations. And they all have the same force effect. At the end of the round, if no green or red enemies in play, place a Doom on the blue agenda. And of course, each one is going to be placing Doom on their own agenda if none of the other ones are in play. So we need 3 clues, and we need to defeat these cultists, or at least have them somehow defeat each other. That's also an option. All right, so let's start. We're going to start with a Granny Orin, costing 4 resources. That was our first action. Oh, of course. I haven't played Stella in a long time. So actually, I'm going to investigate first. Yeah, so let's investigate. We are 2 to 7. Actually, is there any point in doing this? I don't actually have anything that can, like... Yeah, I don't actually have anything that would benefit me failing. I don't think there's any point to do this right now. I haven't played Stella that much. I need to actually learn how to play her. So I think for now, we're just gonna play a setup turn. So we're gonna play Granny Orin. We're gonna play an emergency cache. And then we're gonna play a flashlight. So in total, that costs 6, and we will have 8, so we will be left with 2 resources. And of course, the flashlight comes with 3 charges, 3 supplies. All right, so that is her turn. The enemy phase will move war between each other. So this one moves first, then this one, and then this one. And then we will go to upkeep. Stella will draw an old keyring, and will gain a resource. All right, so we put 1 Doom on all 3 agendas. 1, 2, 3. And we will now draw our first encounter card of the day. It is Ravages of War. Each non-elite enemy moves and attacks as if it were the enemy phase. Enemies do not exhaust after attacking in this way. If no attacks were made as a result of this effect, Ravages of War gain surge. So they are all gonna move onto Arkham. Wow, this is getting crazy. All right, and they're all gonna attack each other. So green, I could start killing them. Yeah, if green attacks red and then red and blue attacks red. Oh, and then red won't be able to attack then. Huh, weird. This is so weird. I don't actually know what to do. Do I just spread out the damage? Well, that might not be too bad. I don't have any weapons on me, so... Yeah, sure. Let's spread out the damage. So, green attacks blue, which will attack red, which will attack green. So, 1 damage on everybody. And we're here just being like, what the heck is going on in Arkham right now? And that's it. All right. So, I don't think we actually need... Oh, I guess, well, one of these is 2 of these are going to die if we just let them go. And yeah, because the problem is that since they attack in a specific order, the last one, if they're dead, they're not going to be able to attack. So I think we should just let it go. We're just going to try to get this clue. So first, I'm going to play an old keyring. Costs 1 resource. And it comes with 2 supplies. All right, so that was our first action. So now our testing is normal. So let's just investigate normal. We are 2 plus 1 from Granny Orin, 3 to 5. -1. We will fail. So now we can take 2 more actions, and our test difficulties are at -2 difficulties. So let us now investigate with a flashlight. We are now 2 + 1 is 3 to 3, -2 shrouds, so we are 3 to 1 now. As an elder sign, we may automatically fail to heal the damage or horror. We will not do that. We do succeed. And we have 1 more action, which I will use to draw a card. Look what I found. Great. All right, enemy phase. So first, I'll have green attack red. So red will die. So red will die. So green gets another doom on their agenda. And then I will have blue, which is the next one, attack green. So green will die, giving blue a doom on their agenda. All right, and then let's go to upkeep, because that was the end of the enemy phase. We'll draw another Granny Orin, not very helpful. And let us now go to the end of the round, where this one puts a third doom on the blue agenda. All right, and now it's the actual Mythos phase, so we put 1 doom on each agenda. Okay, so there's 3 here, there's 4 here, and there's 2 there. Okay, and now Stella's Mythos card is While They Sleep. For each faction that has the most enemies in play, place a doom on that faction's agenda. If no enemies are in play, place no doom, and While They Sleep gain surge. So blue will be getting a doom on their agenda. So they're at 5 of 6 now. All right, so we should probably kill this guy. So let us engage. Yeah. Actually, we could spend 1 action, then do it. Well, let's just do it. Get out of the way. So engage is our first action. Second action, we're going to attack. We are 3 to 3 right now. That's a 0. All right, we'll just succeed then. That's always serendipitous when that happens. I think I'm also going to spend a resource, and we're going to move. Let's move to this way, because their agenda is going to flip. So I'm thinking that maybe it's good to go that way. I'm not entirely sure about that, but we'll see. Streets with carved doorways. This is Streets of Providence. Streets of carved doorways where the sunset beams flooded old fan lights and small window panes, and Georgian steeples toppled with gilded veins. These are the sights that shaped my childhood dreams. 4 Shroud, 1 clue. As a double action, deal 3 damage to a non-Ancient One enemy at a Providence location in any group. Group limit once per game. All right, that is 1 clue. So we engaged and we fought, and then that was a free move. So now let's investigate. We're investigating at a 3 to 2 currently, and we will use a flashlight to go 3 to 0. Yep, this is getting a -4 difficulty. -3, 0, 0. We will pass. So we get a clue. All right, no enemies, so we go straight to upkeep. Stella will draw a mysterious raven, and we'll gain a resource. All right, so we will put 1 doom on all 3 agendas. 1, we'll advance that one in a sec. This one goes up to 3. And then the blue agenda advances. Not entirely sure if this is a good idea, but we'll see. The temperature plummets by 20, 40, 60 degrees. The cold is bizarre, not only for this time of year, but also for the way in which it digs into your body, like needles piercing your skin. In the sky, the clouds unfurl into uncanny winged shapes, beasts with gaping mouths and serrated teeth, all of them circling like vultures, waiting for the right moment to descend and feed. If you're playing in standalone mode, add a cultist token to the chaos bag. All right. Here is a cultist. Shuffle the 2 set-aside ethereal entity enemies, the 3 inevitable end treacheries, and the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. All right, so ethereal entity. So So I imagine it's here. So ethereal entity, 3 copies of Inevitable End, and the encounter discard pile. Okay. I just want to make sure I am doing the whole warring thing correct. Yeah, that's right. Shuffle this, of course. Okay, let me just get this out. Yes, if an enemy attacks or defeats another enemy, place the doom. Okay, so we're good. We're good. All right. If this is the first agenda to advance to 1B, spawn the set-aside Hewn-Stitched Herald enemy at the Athenium of the Empty Sky. That's not good. Is it a cultist? I hope it's not a cultist. Hewn-Stitched Herald. Okay, it's not a cultist. It's a monster, though. It says 3 fight, 4 health, 2 evade. Monster. Warring. Forced. After Hewn-Stitched Herald engages you, you must decide. Choose one. Place 1 doom on the blue agenda. Remove 2 clues from around hub dimension, or it attacks you. That's rough. All right, so hopefully we'll get our last clue from the arcade, I think. All right, and that was the blue agenda, so we have a new blue agenda, which is the summoning progresses. The cult of the empty sky predicted these events many years ago. Now they will live out the ending that they have long foreknown. So 6 doom, and we're gonna... Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, we had 6 doom, so we removed them all and then moved the excess doom. So there was no excess doom. Okay. All right. Now we draw our encounter cards. Also, I should mention the tablet is a -3. If you fail, draw the top hex card in the encounter discard pile. All right, so we have to worry about that now. All right, Stella's encounter card is a Zealot of Paradise. That's terrible. 2 fight, 2 health, 3 evade. It spawns at the Shrine of Magan Arkat. Okay. Okay, that's bad. I was all ready to spend the clues, but of course the cultist has to show up now of all times. So I think we will... Oh, this is a non-ancient one. Group limit once per game. 3 damage, then we could kill it. Oh, I don't know if we can even kill it. That'll be hard. It'll be a 3 against 1. Doesn't have... Will attack is probably... Yeah, do we stick around and kill this thing with this ability? Or do we just try and go and kill the Zealot of Paradise? Yeah, I think that's probably fine. So we're going to move. That's our first action. We're going to spend a resource to move to the streets of Montreal. Founded in 1642 as Ville-Marie, or City of Mary, Montreal has a multitude of architectural styles, such as the Art Deco of the Université of Montreal and the Gothic revival of the historic Notre Dame Basilica. 4 shroud, 1 clue. Deal 3 damage to a non-ancient 1 enemy at Montreal. Okay, 3 blue ones per game. Do I need that? It has a clue. Do I need that? I could try to fail this. Right now I'm 3 to 4. Yeah, if I fail this... Oh, I don't have the money to play that. Never mind. Okay. I guess I can always just do it next turn. I do want him to stay there. So I think I should just kill them now. Yeah. So we're going to take our last 2 actions to activate that ability. I'm going to mark that we've done this. Deal 3 damage to this guy. Killing it. All right, and now enemy phase. There are no warring enemies, other enemies of another faction, so it stays there. So we will go to upkeep. Stella will draw her 18 Derringer. That is great. That is exactly what I need right now. And she'll get a resource. All right, so we put a doom on each agenda. So the green agenda has 5 doom, the blue one has 1, and the red one has 4. And then Stella's encounter card is Hellfire. Test 4 agility. If you fail, either take 2 damage or place 2 of your clues on your location. If you fail and have 4 or more clues, do both instead. Wow. Okay. I think I'm okay taking 2 damage at this point. So let's test it. We are 4 to 4. As a 0, we will pass. Wow. I was actually hoping to fail that. So that's unfortunate. Okay. Is it time to get rid of this flashlight? It probably is. I would like to get the value out of the flashlight if possible. That would be nice. I'd have to waste 2 actions. Huh. Then I could play the thing and then do the thing. Only if I fail, of course. Which I will fail the first one. No doubt about it. 3 to 6. Yeah. Is there a hex card? That's not a hex. Okay, there's no worry about failing. Yeah, let's just investigate. Is there a point? Yes, there is a point. Of course there is a point. So we are 3 to 6 to investigate. There's a skull, which is a -2. Of course we fail. So now we'll have another action. And now I'm thinking I'm going to play the Derringer. Getting rid of the flashlight. Yeah. So this comes with 3 supplies, 3 ammo. All right, now our third action, we're going to use an old key ring. So we're investigating at a 3 to 0. Yes. So -1, we will succeed. So we remove a key and we'll get this clue. And investigators may only spend the requisite number of clues. Yep, let's spend them. 3 clues. A portal opens. The astronomer's notes weigh heavily in your weary hands. Nothing in any science, or any religion for that matter, can explain this phenomenon, the preface reads. The notes then go on to describe a pocket within the void of space itself, a hole inside which another world can be seen. I know my observations will be dismissed as madness, but I have seen it with my own 2 eyes, a nexus linking this world with others. Crazy as it all sounds, this discovery connects all the dots in your investigation. Each of the cultists you've interrogated mentions some kind of hub, the opening of which will spell the inevitable end of all things. Paradise on Earth or assimilation into the hive, depending on whom you are interrogating. The place described by this astronomer must be this hub. You still do not understand precisely what is going on, but at least now you know what you have to do. If opening this hub is the goal of this war, yours must be to seal the hub so that it may never be opened again. Put the set-aside hub dimension location into play, unsealed side face up. So this says, while there are 6 or more clues around hub dimension, your group has sealed off the hub dimension, a vast network of cosmic tunnels where gravity is warped in a surreal web of astral dimensions. It has no connections, so we'll just put it here, I guess. And that's the end of that act. And our new act is close the portal. Seal off the hub dimension before it is too late. As an action, if you are at a ritual site, which currently the only one we see is Arkham, I imagine the others might be one too, you try to seal off the portal. Place one of your clues around hub dimension. Then you may test willpower or intellect 2. If you succeed, place one of your clues around hub dimension. Forced, when any amount of doom is placed on a player card, place that amount of doom on any agenda as well. Objective, if your group has sealed off the hub dimension, we advance. All right, so we have one more action because we have 4 actions this turn. And I think we will go try to get some clues. So let's go to the Shrine of Magnarkot. Or we could try and kill this guy. That would be a thing. Yeah. I don't know. Let's I think we can handle it. Let's go to the Shrine of Magnarkot. I want to see what one of these ritual sites is up. The followers of Magnarkot have cradled the insidious egg even as it outgrew the shrine. They believe the hatching of the egg will bring eternal paradise, but its translucency betrays that delusion. 3 shroud, 1 clue. As a free triggered ability, draw the top card of the encounter deck. Place 1 ward on the green agenda. Group limit once per round. So yes, a ward will basically cancel a doom. So we could do that. It would stop the green one from advancing this turn. Is that good? Let me reread ward. Wards. When doom will be placed in the agenda, for each ward placed, remove the ward. Yep. Top card of the encounter deck, huh? Sure, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? So Stella will draw a nihilistic stargazer. It spawns with the Athenium of the empty sky. Okay, that's bad. So now the blue one's gonna get another doom. Oh, yeah. What do you know? We'll place a ward. I'm gonna do it as like a clue. A ward on the green agenda. All right. So no warring enemies that have other factions, so they stay put. So we go to upkeep. Stella will draw a live and learn. That's very good. And we'll gain a resource. End of the round, the blue guy will put a doom on the blue agenda. Then we go top of the round. This ward blocks this doom. This doom gets added here. So there's 3 of 6 on the blue agenda again. And now there's 5 of 6 on the red agenda. And then Stella's encounter card is an ethereal entity. 2 fight, 3 health, 1 evade, monster, warring. Spawns at the Athenium of the empty sky. Forced, after it engages you, you must decide, place a doom on the blue agenda, place 1 of your clues on your location, or take 2 horror. Okay, oh, Jesus, there's like so many guys over there. All right, I think we will try and get this clue. So let us investigate. We are investigating at a 3 to a 5 right now. As an auto fail, so we will fail. All right, now we are investigating at 3 to 3. We have 3 actions left. 3 to 3. I think I will gain a resource as my second action. Then I'm going to investigate, and I'm going to investigate with the old keyring. So now I am 3 to 0. As a skull, which is a -0. So we will lose the old keyring, unfortunately. But we get this clue. And we have 1 more action because we investigated, we gained a resource, we investigated, and we failed the first one. So our last action will be to go to the Chateau Ramsey. Built in 1705 as an illustrious residence, Chateau Ramsey has a museum containing numerous works of art that are a portal to Montreal's past. 2 shroud, 1 clue. As an action test for willpower. If you succeed, gain a clue from the token pool. Okay, and that's 1 clue. All right, that is our turns. No warring enemies do anything, so let's go to upkeep. She will draw a hit me. That's good. And we'll gain a resource. End of the round, blue gets doom. And then there's going to be 6 doom on here. There's going to be 5 doom here. And there's going to be 6 doom here. All right, so we would do this in faction order. We remove 6 doom, putting the excess on the next one. But of course, there is no next one. Reinforcements. Deep within the walls of its sacred shrine are caught, the egg of paradise begins to stir. For the first time in the history of Earth, a shape can be seen on the other side of the egg's scaled, translucent surface. An embryo, moiling and writhing as its hideous alien body develops. If you are playing in standalone mode, add a cultist token to the chaos bag. All right. Here's our cultist. The cultist, by the way, is a -3. If you fail, place a resource on the nearest mutated enemy as a mutation. Shuffle the 2 set aside Bringer of Paradise enemies, the 3 Hunt Down treacheries, and the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. All right, so Bringer of Paradise. Bringer of Paradise and Hunt Down. Okay, I'm not going to do that just yet because we're probably going to be shuffling in some of the red cards as well. So we'll do that in a sec. And this is not the first agenda to advance. So now we advance the red one, placing the excess doom on the next one, which is none. Reinforcements. Black clouds descend on the cities of Earth, but they are not storm clouds. They are the soaring masses of Azel, swarms of monstrous insects that fill the sky and the streets with incessant buzzing. The droning of the hive is constant, an ever-present reminder of what might come if you fail to stop them. And we add a monster. An elder thing, technically. Here it is. And the elder thing is... Hold on. 2 set aside. 2 set aside. Okay, interesting. Okay, the monster is a -4. If you fail, place 1 card committed to this test face down underneath an insect enemy as a swarm card. Ooh, spooky. All right, shuffle 3 of the 4 set aside Trilogog enemies, the 2 Transmogrify treacheries, and the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. All right, Trilogog. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them, so we get 3 of them, and then we have the 2 Transmogrify. Okay, I wonder what that 4th one's for. And then the encounter discard pile. Ah, I see. Interesting. Okay, so these all get shuffled together. All right, this encounter deck just got a lot bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Okay, so that was the red agenda advancing. So new green agenda. The incubation progresses. From each drop of embryonic liquid that rolls off of the egg's surface, horrible creatures gestate. Agents of paradise, or so the cult of Arkham believes. 6 doom as always. The proliferation progresses. For the cult of assimilation, the appearance of the swarm is the heralding of a new era, a rebirth of sorts, into a higher form, an ascendance. 6 doom. Okay. Encounter cards, because that was the agenda. She will draw. Transmogrify. Place an asset you control face down underneath an insect enemy as a swarm card. If no insect is in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Trilogog and spawn it. Shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. Try Trilogog. So it spawns at the Burning Pit and it has Swarming 2. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So it spawns here, and it has Swarming 2, so 1, 2. And it says, it's a 3 fight, 1 health, so there's 3 health total. 1 evade, creature insect, Swarming 2 warring. When Trilogog attacks, it deals either its damage or its horror instead of both. Interesting. Okay. Alright, now it is our turns. So we need 6 clues. So we have 2 there. We can also just get a bunch of clues by doing that willpower test, of course. I think my first action is going to be to investigate. We are 3 to 4. Wow. Jesus. +1. All right. We'll just succeed, I guess. Get this clue. Let's see. So that one is a willpower 2. Okay. So I'm going to then test this willpower test. And it's 4 willpower. So we are now 4 with Granny Orn, 4 to 4. All right. As a cultist, which is a -3. If you fail, place a resource on the nearest mutated enemy as a mutation. So there's no mutated enemies, and we do fail. So that's good, actually. So now we have 2 actions left because we just gained an action. So let's first do the act test. So we place a clue around hub dimension. Then we're going to test willpower. We are 4 to 0 because our test difficulty is reduced by 2. -1, we will succeed to place the second clue around the hub dimension. All right. And that was our third action. We have 1 more action. So these guys are going to move here. This one's going to move there. I really should get ready to fight. Or should I just let them have at it? I could, yeah, that could be fine. So let's try this willpower test again. So we are now 4-2 and get a clue. So that is a tablet, which is a -3. We would draw the top hex. We will use Granny Orn to give ourselves +1 skill value because we were going to fail that. So now we are 3-2. Sorry, we were 4, so we 5 minus 3 is 2-2, and we succeed. So we will get a clue from the token pool. All right. Enemy phase. Warring enemies will move. So this one moves here. All 3 of these are warring. Yep. So they all move together. So Streets of Providence. And that's it. So let's go to upkeep. Stella will draw another 18 Derringer. It's pretty good. And we'll gain a resource. She currently has 3, 6, 8 cards in her hand. Good. All right, so the blue agenda is going to advance. First, we have to place all the doom. 1, 2, 3. Then the blue agenda advances. Excess doom would go to the next agenda, but there isn't any. Summoning of the Servitor. As the hewn mists disperse, strange constellations twinkle beyond the void of space. You are filled with the curious feeling that you are being watched by thousands upon thousands of eyes that you cannot see. On the other side of the Nexus, the event predicted by astronomers and nihilists approaches. The end of all life. The end, even of all endings. If you are playing a standalone at another tablet, okay. Another tablet. If the hewn stitched herald enemy is set aside, shuffle into the encounter deck. It isn't, it's right there. If this is the first agenda to advance to agenda 2B, spawn to set aside the inescapable Maw enemy at the Athenium of the Empty Sky. Okay. That's you. Jesus. Okay. It doesn't have Warring. It just has Hunter. Oh, God. So this thing is a 3-fight, 8 health, 5 of a humanoid servitor elite. Has Hunter. Anytime an investigator is forced to decide by an ability on a blue encounter card, they must choose 2 options instead of 1. That sucks. All right, and now this is done. And this is the last blue agenda. The summoning nears completion. The end is nigh, and we have 6 doom. Okay, so basically we still remove the 6 doom, but we're going to put it on a new agenda, I guess. Okay, Jesus Christ. Encounter card. So Stella will draw a Nihilistic Stargazer. It spawns here. Okay, Jesus. We're going to have a huge battle in the center in a sec. Let's see. Let me look at Warring again. Does Swarm cards count as an enemy in terms of doom? Like, will they place 3 doom on the agenda? Other than Swarm card. Okay, good. I'm okay with that. Whew, okay. We might be stuck here. Yeah. Wow, this seems pretty rough. We can at least get an infinite... Oh, I'm sorry. We weren't at a ritual site to do that. Okay, so basically I would have had to move here and I wouldn't have gotten this last clue. That's how we fix that. That's how we fix that. And sorry, she should have been ready. Things are not looking up. Okay. I'm going to go, and I think I'm just going to try and do it over and over again. That might be my only way out at this point. God. All right, let's do it. So we're going to move here. First action. Second action, we're going to try that willpower test. We are 4-4. Yeah, 4-4. Ooh, that's an Elder Sign. I kind of actually want to fail that. No, I'm going to succeed. So we get a clue. All right, we're going to try again. Now we're 4-2. I did have Live and Learn, because that would have gotten us... Ooh, okay. Okay, before I pull the token, I am going to choose to automatically fail that. So we do fail, so I don't get this. So now we have 2 more actions, But before I do that, I'm going to play Live and Learn. So after the skill test you failed ends, attempt that test again. You get +2 skill value. After you fail a skill test, you take an additional action. So is this after? Hold on, quick thinking. During or before your first action? During or after your third action? So this is not during my third action because I haven't spent an action yet. So this is still 4 plus 2 is 6 to 4. We're still 6 to 4. And we're still on our second action. All right, that's a monster. If you fail, place a card committed to this test face down underneath an insect enemy. Do I have a lucky? I have a hit me. All right, we're going to hit me. Hit me. All right, so deal a token. -2, so that's a +2, so we do succeed. That was -2, 6 minus 2 total is 4, so we get a clue this time. Okay, now we have 2 actions left. So we have 2 actions left, and now this is our third action. So let's do the thing again. We are 4 to 2 again. Ooh, that's another monster. 4 to 2, 4 to 2. Well, there's nothing I could do there. All right, so we do fail that one. I didn't commit any skills, so that's done. But let's do it again. 4 to 2. Jesus, I pulled it again. I don't know what's going on. Okay. That is their turn. So, warring enemies. First move, and hunter enemies, technically. So they will move here. All 3 will move with it here. This one moves here. This has hunters, so we'll move there as well. Okay, so the blues will attack first, and they will definitely kill all 3 of the swarms, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, for sure, yes. So yeah, these 2 will attack, and then we'll have them kill the swarms. Okay, so this one dies. It's just the host enemies, so there's only 1 doom on the blue agenda. And then these return to my deck because they were swarm cards. All right, that is the enemy phase. The upkeep. Perception. Gain a resource. It is not looking good. At the end of the round, the nihilistic stargazers will put doom on the blue agenda. So there's 3 doom total. Now there's top of the round, so we put 1 doom on each agenda. So there's 2 on the green, 4 on the blue, and 2 on the red. And let's draw counter cards. So Stella will draw a Zealot of Paradise. Spawns here. Oh god, they're all coming towards me. Oh lord. I'm terrified right now. Okay, first action could be to play this. I want first action to fail. What are we doing? Yeah. So let's just first action fail it. So we're going to test the 4 willpower again. So we are 4 to 6. All right, that was a 0, so we will fail. So we get 3 more actions. Now let's test 4 to 4. Yeah. And let's commit a neither rain nor snow to this. So now we are 7 to 4. Yeah, 7 to 4. As an Elder Sign, we will not choose to fail. And we'll get a clue from the token bank. All right, third action, we'll move here. This guy's aloof. So now our fourth action, because we're at a ritual site, is to do that thing. So we will place a clue around the hub dimension. And then we'll test. We are testing 4 to 0. As a 0. So we'll put another clue there. Okay, so we need 2 more clues. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I don't know if this is going to work. Well, we'll see. So enemy face, warring. This guy moves. These guys all move here. And they're going to... Oh, shit. Okay, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. I think the blue agenda is going to advance. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop that. So these 2 are here. These ones... So the green actually goes first. So There's no way to get damage, enough damage on the nihilistic stargazer, but I'm going to do it. So we're going to, for sure, this guy's going to be dead. And we're going to put one of their damage on the nihilistic stargazer. And they're here, the Streets of Paradise, Streets of Montreal. And because they killed something, we're going to get a Doom on the blue agenda. And now, there we go to upkeep. Stella will draw a Take Heart, and we'll gain a resource. End of the round, there are 2 of them, so we'll put 2 Doom on the agenda. So there's 7 now. Then we'll go to the top of the round. So there's going to be 3, 8, and 3. 3, 8, and 3. This will advance. The excess will be moved to the something else. But the blue agenda does advance. War is over. The mist fills the nexus and seeps out into the atmosphere, consolidating into the being known as Selenus. It is a vast, swirling mist, empty and alive all at once. Punctuating its otherwise formless mass are barely recognizable shapes. Eyes, wings, teeth, claws, all of it starving, ravenous, insatiable. All life is inhaled by its horrible shadow as it descends. If you are playing in standalone mode, add another tablet. Okay, let me get a tablet. Okay, here's my tablets. Wow, the blue agenda really got away from us. At least it's not over. I hope that something can be done about this. Okay. Flip Hub Dimension to its Gateway to Destruction side. If Hub Dimension is not in play, put it into play. Gateway to Destruction side face up. Okay. So. Gateway to Destruction, 6 shrouds, 0 clues. Hub Dimension cannot have attachments. Hub Dimension is connected to each ritual site and vice versa. As an action, test 2 willpower or 2 intellect. If you succeed, spend 3 clues or remove 2 clues from around Hub Dimension to deal 2 damage to an Ancient One enemy. If you succeed by 3 or more, instead deal 3 damage. Okay. That's okay. So we got some progress, but not enough. Spawn the set aside Selenus enemy at Hub Dimension. Okay. That's not. There's Selenus. I'll read them in a sec. Search the encounter deck and counter discard pile in each play area for all green and red encounter cards and remove them from the game. Shuffle the encounter deck. Remove each agenda and act from the game and put the set aside Selenus Descends agenda into play. Alright, so basically we failed to seal Selenus. So now we have to go and face them. So, all of this is gone. All of these are gone. Yeah, the entire act deck also. Hilarious. Yeah, agenda and act from the game. All right, and then we need all green and red cards, so that's all green and red. That's red. That's normal. Green, green, red. 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 Blue, blue, blue. Red. Red. Blue. Green. Red. Blue. Blue. Green. Blue. Green. 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 All right, so all of this is gone. And we need Selenus Descends, and this is our encounter deck now. Very small. It's just all the blue guys. And most of them are out here right now. Oh, God. Okay. And here's Selenus Descends. There's 2 extra Doom that's going to go on it. It has 9 Doom threshold. Each blue enemy loses Aloof, loses Warring, and gains Hunter. Jesus. If Selenus is defeated, we need to go to R3. Okay. Selenus is 4 fight, 4 evade, Ancient One elite. It has a global health pool of 8 damage. 8 health. So we need to deal 8 damage. Okay. Hunter Massive. When the Mythos phase ends, each investigator at Selenus' location must decide. Place a Doom on the blue agenda, remove each card in your hand from the game, or take 3 horror. Jesus Christ. Okay. And that's this. So that was the agenda. So now, let us draw encounter cards. She will draw an inevitable end. You must decide. Place a Doom, choose 3 cards in your hand and remove them from the game, Or remove the top 6 cards of your deck from the game. Shuffle each weakness removed this way into your deck. Let's see. We can get rid of this and this. Do we need... Oh, I need that. I think we'll get rid of the Mysterious Raven also. So we can, yeah, let's choose these 3 cards and remove them from the game. I'll put them over here. Okay. Jesus. Is it possible for me to kill Selenis? I mean, yes, of course. It's always possible. Should I bother trying to evade it? Hunter Massive. It's connected to each ritual site and vice versa. Okay. So, oh, this is a ritual site. So they're all coming to me. Jesus Christ. Should I try and spend some time killing things? I might just die. That might just be how it has to be. I don't think we have the damage to deal 8 damage. Spend 3 equal 2. Oh. So if we move... Shoot. No, I think we're dead. Well, it depends on how much damage this thing does. That's 2, 3, 6 horror total. Well, we'll live. Oh, sorry. We should have done twice of those things. So I guess we'll also put a Doom on the agenda. Oh, okay. Oh, at its location. So we're fine. It does have Hunter. So we could lead it away from a ritual site. Interesting. Something includes ridiculous and 100 damage deals 2 damage to Angel one enemy. Oh god. Okay. This one requires a lot of thinking. Not sure if we're all going to be able to live for this. So if I move here, then these 3 are going to attack me. So this one says... This one just attacks. This one will do lots of horror stuff. Yeah, that's still bad. If I could get over to New York. I don't think I can get to New York. That's not a thing. It's not possible. Huh. Wow. I really messed this one up, didn't I? I think I was just not paying attention to the enemies. They were kind of overflowing. I don't know if we should have tried to gone for them, but, you know, we'll see. I think the best thing we can do is just try to kill Selenis as fast as we can. Yeah, let's freaking do it. So we're going to move. That's our first action. Second action, we're going to evade. So we're going to commit Take Heart to this. We are evading at a 4 to a 4. That is a tablet, which is a -3. Draw the top hex. That is a hex. And we do fail, of course. So we draw this. So we need to do 2 of these. Place the Doom on the blue agenda. So we're going to place the Doom and choose 3 cards. Oh, I should have committed this too. I don't know why I did that. Oh, cancel all the effects of the failed test. I wouldn't be able to do Take Heart then. Okay, that's fair. I think we'll move the top 6 cards on my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shuffle all weaknesses back. There is a weakness there, so that one will get shuffled back. All right, Jesus. All right, so then this is done. Then Take Heart will go off. So I'll draw 2 cards. Look what I found in Now the Rain, No Snow, and gain 2 resources. And I did fail, so I have 2 more actions left. We're going to try shooting. So We are going to spend an ammo from the Derringer. We are 3 plus 2 is 5 to 2. So -2, we will succeed. Let's go again. That is a skull, which is a 0 for us, and so we will succeed. So we will deal 4 damage. Okay, that is our turn. Enemy phase. Hunters move. They all have Hunter, so we're going to have them all move here. Then these two will move to us. They'll both engage us, because they lose aloof. This one will deal a horror to Granny Orn. This one will deal 2 horror, so we'll do 1 here, and then 1 and 1 on ourselves. 1 and 1. And then Selenis will deal 1 damage and 3 horror, so that's 2 damage, and then 4 horror on us. Okay. Okay. Upkeep. She will get Called by the Mist. Difficulty 4 or higher. That's bad. Take a damage. Actually, that's not bad. She will gain a resource. End of the round, there are no green or red enemies, so we place the Doom on the blue agenda. So there's 2 Doom more, so there's going to be 6 Doom. Top of the round, we will add the 8th Doom, 7th Doom, excuse me, and we'll draw counter cards. Inevitable Evil. We're going to place the Doom on the blue agenda. And 3 cards in my hand. This one, and that one. Yep. Those are removed from the game. I should have spent a resource of the Derringer. Didn't do that. Okay. 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 So how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? There are no alerts. So... Wait, why did I do that? I meant to discard this. Do we have any way we can do this? Well, we obviously have the damage because we have these clues. Remove 2 clues. So we can do this just twice. It does provoke attacks of opportunity, right? Yes, it does. So that's not good. We can't survive 2 attacks, I think, because that is a total of 3 plus 1 plus 2 is... Oh, sorry. I need to do this first. End in the Mythos phase. Either place a Doom on the blue agenda, remove each card from your hand in the game, take 3 horror. Okay, so we're definitely going to do the Doom. This doesn't advance because it doesn't say that it can. And then the other one is remove each card or take 3 horror. I think we need to just remove each card. So actually it didn't matter. Okay. So we have no cards. We have to just do this by the skin of our teeth. We could try to evade something. We'll take a damage. If we evade Selenis, that's the amount of, yeah. We're at 4 to 6? Sure, let's do it. We're going to evade Selenis. We are 4 to 6. We take a damage from Called by the Mist. There's a skull, which is a 0. We were only 4, right? Yeah. So there's no way for us to succeed that. So we do fail. But now we have 3 actions. Evade. Can we take 6 horror? It's 10. Oh, I don't know if we can do it. So let's say if we evade Selenis. Let's see what happens if we evade Selenis. Then we do that test twice. Oh, no, we can just shoot. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Okay. It all comes down to this one evade, I think. Yeah. So let's evade. We are 4 to 4. We will take a damage because we were testing at 4. There's a 0. We will succeed. So Selenus is evaded. Then we will shoot Selenus. We are 5-2. So this is a -4, so that puts us at 1-2. We will use Granny Orin, oh my god, to deal 2 damage with the Derringer. So it's at 6 damage. And now we do this. So first we take a tax of opportunity. We will take a damage. We'll take 3 horror. Currently we have 4 horror on us, so we can afford to take 3 all on us. Oh my god. And we are testing willpower. We are 4-0 because it's -2. And if we succeed, we can remove 2 clothes from around the hub to deal 2 damage. Oh my god. Did we? Oh my god. Literally, it's just an auto fail. It's just an auto fail. Please. Please, game, I beg you. And the cultist, which is a -3 if you fail. All right, so we will remove these 2 clues. Deal 2 damage because we were at 4 in the -3, so we only succeeded by 1, so we only deal 2 damage. 2 damage to an Ancient One enemy, and this guy has 8 per investigator. Oh my god. How did we do that? Did I mess up? Did I mess up? These guys were here, right? Yes, I swear that that's the case. And then these guys were here, so that's why they moved to us. Because this is a ritual site and it's connected here. Oh my god. All right. Well, again, sorry if I messed things up, but I think we did it. R3. There's one's in the back. Oh, that's right. Bad things happen on the back of that. All right, R3. The shape of Selenus is formless, perhaps even devoid of matter altogether, but not without weakness. Using the rituals of its own cult against it, you devise a spell of such incandescent heat that not even the emptiness of space can devour it. When your right is unleashed, the mists retreat in anguish, letting out no sound but the shrill hiss of air being sucked through a vacuum. You observe the sky in fear, hoping that the mist does not return the moment your ritual has ended. Minutes pass, then hours. Familiar stars once more fill the night sky. Perhaps the entity is gone for good. If the notes of the creature's many observers are true, it will likely return in the future, maybe hundreds or thousands of years from now. You have saved the Earth this day, but the understanding of the entity's true nature haunts you still. Any one investigator may choose to add the Cloak of the Outer Realms story asset to their deck. It does not count towards that investigator's deck size. Let's just check it out, just because. Cloak of the Outer Realm. It's a 1-cost asset with 2 agility, 1 wild icons. It's an item, relic, and clothing. It uses 4 charges. When a non-elite enemy would engage you, spend a charge, exhaust that enemy instead. Ooh, that's nice. Any one investigator may choose to add the Dreaded End story asset to their deck. It does not count towards investigator's size. Let's see what that is also. Dreaded End. It's a 1-cost asset with 2 willpower and 1 wild icon. Spell. Uses 3 charges. As an action, spend a charge. Choose 1. Place a non-elite enemy at your location on the top of the encounter deck. Look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Discard 2 of them and return the rest to the top in any order. Wow, interesting. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. And we have done it. Oh, whoa, that's weird. Wow. Wow, okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, Stella, against all odds, managed to do this, I think. Wow. I thought I was actually going to be able, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was really going to die. I really hope I didn't mess up anything. Please let me know if I did. All right. Well, that is War of the Outer Gods with Stella Clark. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. It really helps out the channel. Until the next time, this has been SuperFig99, signing off.